Today, August 10th, Monday, 2015, The Skin Cheese Chronicles, or The Problem with Everything. My name is Holiday Rob.
What's up? I'm Loki Sapfoot.
And we're here today to tell you to subscribe to us on iTunes. We're on iTunes currently. So
Yeah.
if you dig what we do and you want to get updated without having the hassle of checking our Facebook, which we're also on, or our SoundCloud,
Yeah.
you can listen to us on iTunes.
That shit'll just come automatically every week. It'll pop up in your iTunes, and you'll be like, oh yeah, my favorite podcast. Let me click that shit. It'll be really cool.
I know there's 3 of you out there, and we're very happy to have you.
There's at least 3, yeah.
On today's episode, we talk about Berserk, the anime manga. We also talk about skin cheese problems and their odoriferous smells,
Yeah.
as well as Rob's odoriferous continuing saga with having to clean up runny dog poop. Today it's very fecal mattery, disgusty, stinky, gross, humany, just bacterially nasty episode. This really should have just been called the nasty episode.
Yeah. The Skin Cheese Chronicles, I think it conveys that idea.
Elucidate that?
Yeah.
So we're going to start off with a song, though. Is this correct? This is the thing.
We are.
All
Yeah.
right.
Let's do that shit.
This song is called Better Than, and it's a band that I used to be in with a Minerva Gonzalez, who, if you look her up, I believe, Minnie Gonzalez, you can find a GoFundMe website. She needs help with medical bills, so...
Yeah, we should get that link.
I'll definitely post it, so if you're on Facebook, you can look up the link and...
Yeah, make sure you follow us, or whatever it's called when you follow someone on Facebook. I don't know what it's called.
Us.
I'm old. Like us.
It's a thumbs up.
Don't you also have to, follow us so it shows up in the feed?
Oh, I don't know. I thought if you liked us, it automatically made you follow us.
I think that if you don't give Facebook money, they make it as hard as possible for anything you post to actually get to anyone.
Yeah,
So,
try and post a YouTube clip.
Yeah. Rough times. Anyway.
Tough times in town.
Enjoy Better Than by Holiday Sale. Follow us on the Facebook. Make sure you get that link to the GoFundMe to help with Minnie's bills. And we will see you in a couple minutes.
Woo!
Alright.
So, spank banks, yeah. Yep. You ever find that there's, people in your life you'd never want to be like an Eskimo brother to?
Yeah, like everybody. For those of you who don't know, an Eskimo brother is when
2 Eskimos go fishing from the same
hole.
water hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Family, automatic denial. Close friends, probably automatic denial.
I don't think we should continue down this road. I think past happenings may come up that we don't want to even think about. Anyway. Thanks for tuning into the podcast. Things got awkward quick.
Well, if everybody wasn't Donald Ducking here.
Donald Ducking, what does that mean?
I like my drinks like Donald Duck, bottomless.
Alright.
Yeah.
I could see how that could lead to regretful Eskimo relations.
Or any kind of relations, really.
Yeah, 2 men who have shared a hole, so to speak. Not at the same time, although that would also count.
And not in a war context, not a foxhole.
No. Unless you're into, fucking foxes and some sort of bestiality. But then I think, being someone's Eskimo brother is the least of your worries, you know?
Those are the kind of things you're into.
I wonder what kind of diseases you can catch from fucking livestock. That's got to be a thing, right?
Oh, they posit that that's actually the beginning of STDs in the human race.
Really? Someone fucked a monkey? That's how AIDS, right? That's the thing.
Or a cow, for depends on your disease, I guess.
The CIA created AIDS to kill off the blacks and the homos.
Well, yeah, Reagan. That's exactly what happened. Damn it, there's a fly in here, son of a bitch.
It's going to be like Breaking Bad. We shouldn't start the podcast till we can kill the fly. It's making our work area unclean.
Unclean!
Stressing me out. Speaking of unclean work area,
yeah.
So I was covering for my coworker. She was out today, right? So I'm using her computer. And it's first thing in the morning, I'm checking the email, and I had my hand on my face, and I smelled something. It smelled like a fine cheese a fine French cheese, which isn't that good of a smell, you know? And then I look at my hand, and there's like this black kind of like little film on it, like this weird little bacterial dusting on the palm of my hand. And so I go wash my hands. Like maybe I had some feta for breakfast with my eggs, some feta cheese. I thought
feta all over your hands.
I thought maybe some feta was on my hand, but I come back and sit. But I didn't know why it was black. Maybe just dirt or something. So I wash my hands, come sit back down. Like 5 minutes later, I smell the smell again. Right. So it turned out it was like on her keyboard, like of her laptop, like, and I'm like sniffing. I got alcohol, and I'm spraying the alcohol on the paper towel and rubbing the laptop. But then, like, it's invisible bacteria or whatever, so the only way is to sniff around the edges, and I can't get it. I'm, like, wiping the whole laptop down with alcohol, and I just keep... And one time it got, like, I couldn't smell it at first, but so I took a bigger whiff, and I moved my nose, like, a centimeter to the right. And when I did that, it hit me straight shot to the brain, like a big old snoot of fucking bacteria funk.
Hand cheese.
I had to run outside. I was, like, gagging. Luckily, the office is right by the door. I almost threw up, though. Fucking nasty. And all day, I just kept smelling weird. It's like whatever that bacteria did to my olfactory brain input, it like heightened my sense of smell. So like everything I walked by, I could smell like the bacteria on it. I started freaking out, like full germaphobe mode.
So how many jars of urine did you collect?
It hasn't gotten that far yet, but I'm definitely going to start wearing gloves and a mask all day everywhere I go, like an Asian, you know?
Yeah, that's gnarly.
Yeah, it's nasty, dude. It made my whole day weird.
It's one of those things where it's like girls are grosser than guys. One time I was like hanging out with this chick. After class, we went to her dorm room, and I was like, ooh, things are going to happen. Took off her shoes, took off her boots. Sweaty boy foot smell happened, and I was just like, okay, wow.
Yeah, like not only is your boner killed, but your limp dick now has your vomit on it in that scenario. It's the worst.
I mean, I don't need like my girls to smell like fucking flowers and you know, or nothing all the time, but like, man, I don't know. Stinky feet suck on everybody. It doesn't matter.
It's not.
It's a genderless odor.
Yeah, I can't handle that shit.
This isn't two guys complaining about menstruation.
That's gross, too. Well, we could talk about that.
Well, I was laughing about that because I was thinking, like, there was this woman runner recently who did a marathon, and she did it, you know, without anything to catch.
Ooh.
To kind of bring awareness. And I was like, you know, though, if that was a guy...
Bring awareness. We all know. What? Like, what?
Just in case for those who forgot.
That she should have worn, like, a trigger warning, some kind of, like, Middle Eastern shawl over it with, like... Remember those beekeeper outfits are called? Hijabs or whatever?
Yeah,
the burqa? That's what it's called. Should have worn one of those, and then if you ask, you know, it's like, ask me about my menstruation. Then she would, like, pull it up as she's running, and you could check out the streak down the leg, but trigger warning, yo.
But yeah, I don't know. It does, that's a genderless thing there, too. It doesn't matter what's coming from the crotchal region. I don't need to see it. It's cool. I get it. I know that it's there.
Yeah.
I celebrate it.
Like, yeah, I don't want to get peed on, but, like, I like, you know, the juices, so to speak. I like to have that in and around my beard.
Saving it for later. Sorry.
Were we talking about that with January when he was on here, when Ghetto Blast was here?
Possibly.
I think we were.
Yeah.
Just like your woman's scent. If she's clean and vibrant, you want that in that musk all day.
You're listening to The Problem with Everything, and we're here right now discussing absolutely nothing except what grosses us out about the human body. There are many things. It's an extensive list. It's the human body's like owning something, but then like abhorring most of it. Like just thinking most of it is disgusting. Like a house, like you're like, I have a beautiful hoarder house. It is fucking gross, though, because it hasn't been cleaned. It doesn't matter what you do, it's just fucking gross. But it's a beautiful house.
I pretty much treat my body like my house. Like, it's not pristine, but I try to keep it up somewhat.
Yeah.
But lately I've been feeling, like, old and fat. It feels like if it was my house, there would be, like, half-eaten pizzas just piled everywhere and, like, you know, dirty, greasy napkins just littering the floor and, like, a cat box that hasn't been changed in a month and a half. And...
Well, you tell me what you think of this. So... For no good reason, I've been like on this kick where I've wanted some. This show brought to you by Totino's Pizza Rolls.
Oh, do we have sponsors?
I wish. But yeah, no, I've wanted some Totino's Pizza Rolls. Just because, I mean, there's nothing really like them. I mean, there's pizza, and there's like thin crust pizza, but it doesn't come in a roll form. It's not like a tiny Hot Pocket, you know?
Yeah, those things are kind of like playing, like, bingo or something, though, because it's like, is this one going to shoot lava into my mouth when I bite into it? Or is it going to be icy with gobs of frozen cheese?
We'll see, okay.
Which way is it going to go?
So this was the thing. I've been trying to, like, perfect how to, like, and maybe I'll do a video for YouTube just for shits and giggles. But I've been, like...
Totino's tutorial.
Yeah, I was trying to, like, perfect the best way. So, it's like, on the bag, it's like... Put them in a circle on a plate and put it in there for like 10 seconds, a roll or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's what you get. You get a soggy outside and like a possibly frozen inside. It never...
There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it, though. Like, randomly distributed on the plate, on the same plate from the same microwaving session.
Yeah.
Some of them are fucking lava and the other ones are ice.
Right,
it's like George R.R. Martin wrote Totino's Pizza Rolls.
Right.
You know
so, have you ever had, like... fried ravioli, like where it's all crispy on the outside, right?
Totally.
And it's like, okay. So that's what I've been trying to like do, like make happen. So, and so then the other suggestion is you put it in a conventional oven, and then I think you flip them partway through, but that's like a 10 to 12 minute, you know, session of like cooking. Turning your oven on in the fucking summer is a dumb idea.
Right.
So, for a while I've tried pan frying them. So, like, you know, put, like, a nice layer of, like, butter or oil and, like, throw them on there and, like, frying them.
I'd go with butter. Since you're already eating pizza rolls and you're going to use light olive oil.
Yeah,
fuck that. Butter.
Well, and I've tried olive oil, sunflower oil, and butter. And butter has, like, the best results. It all has very mixed results, though, because what ends up happening is, like, at any point, if the oil gets scorched... It just taints the shit out of your pizza rolls. Like, it just tastes like burnt oil. So, I went ahead and scrapped that idea. So then the other idea, which I do mostly for, like, pizza or just anything that I'm, like, trying to do really quick, is I'll microwave it and then I'll throw it under the broiler. And you throw it under the broiler, so you, like, microwave it...
Like halfway.
Yeah,
right?
A little bit less than what you would usually. And then throw it under the broiler and... break them out once after like a minute and a half, flip them over, do it for another minute and a half. Those fuckers are... I mean, there is still the propensity for lava, but it's across the board.
Right. So then you know, let it cool.
And the outside is crispy. It is so good. I've, like, nailed the shit out of it.
I was thinking to do, like, microwave it halfway and then deep fry those bitches.
You know,
Have you tried that?
I haven't. I just got a Fry Daddy... so, like, I've been thinking about, like, trying out the deep fryer. The only problem is they tend to, like, burst after, like, when they get to a certain
you might lose the
point.
insides.
Yeah, so...
You'd have to get the cook time just right before they pop.
Right? But so far, the broiling them has, like, worked, like, amazingly. Like, I don't even know that I would try any other way now that I've tried this, because it's so fucking good. So that's how you make your Totino's pizza rolls. Throw them in the micro, throw them into the broiler for 3 minutes, you're good to go, man. It's fucking...
You hear that, Totino's? I know for a fact at least 3 people listen to this. That's 3 people that you could be advertising to. Email me, lokisapfoot@gmail.com. We'll talk. You know what I'm saying, Totino's?
But yeah, so that was like, that's been my, like, unfortunate weekend of eating horribly.
Yeah, I can't do that shit anymore. That's what I'm saying. My body feels like it's one of those hoarder houses where there's dead cats between the walls and shit.
Your body's like, what do I gotta do to get some kale around here, motherfucker?
See, that's the thing. I can't eat healthy shit because, like, kale and spinach and fucking, like, sweet potatoes that are supposed to be good for you, and berries and all that shit.
Yeah.
I can't have any of that because of kidney stones, right?
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, so I'm like, because of that, I'm just
Is
like,
it
fuck
because
it,
of
I'm just going to eat a cheeseburger.
Is it because of the mineral content or what?
Yeah, oxalate is like the leading cause of the kidney stone. So anything, like any leafy green, yeah, right. Anything good for me is going to give me a kidney stone. But then I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, is fast food really that much better kidney stone wise than a fucking kale salad? Like, they're probably on par at worst, and probably the fast food is worse because it's fast food.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm dying. Everything hurts. My insides don't flow correctly.
That's just how it seems to go, though. Like, one 5 years, it'll be like, butter's bad, and then the next 5 years, it'll be like, butter's great, and then they'll be like, butter's inert, don't eat palm oil.
Yeah.
Palm oil is industrial, and it's awful for the environment. And the orangutans. Think of the little orange monkeys that look like they have 2 coconuts for a mouth. Think about them.
And it looks like one coconut for a mouth, but it's cut down the middle.
There you go, yeah.
Just to be accurate.
Half a coconut with a split down the middle.
Right.
So, I'll talk at you about something real quick. I really should go get another beer, but I'm not going to do that right now.
Okay.
But, I don't know, are you familiar with a anime and a manga?
Nah, probably not into it.
Yeah.
But I might know of it. What is it?
It's called Berserk.
Sounds familiar.
It's like a dude. He looks like a cool dude.
He has a giant sword.
He has a giant fucking sword. Yeah.
My old roommate Allie
was into that.
Yeah, well, she was into all the anime stuff, and I remember seeing that one.
But I had watched the original 24 episodes. So it came out in. Let's see if I can find it. I don't think I can find that. Oh, 97. It was a TV series in 97. But they didn't, when the DVD boom kind of happened in the early 2000s, like, they put them all out and overpriced the shit out of them. Like, $24 for like 24 minutes of an episode. So it was like $1 per minute. So, and there were 24 episodes.
It'd be cheaper to just like Skype Japan and have someone show it to you while it's on,
and I bought the whole set for an ex-girlfriend of mine. I wish I would have kept them.
That bitch.
Who talks to her anymore? But I remember when we started like getting into it, like, we freaked out. Because, first of all, okay, so that guy that you see, like, at the beginning of the whole season, he's the Black Swordsman. He's known as the Black Swordsman. And then, partway through, you realize his name is Gatsu, or Guts. Gatsu! So, now they've put out, like, a new set of movies as of, like, 2013 of the first season, because the first season happened and then there was no other seasons afterwards. I don't know if funding fell through or it wasn't as popular or whatever the fuck happened.
So it's like a Family Guy situation.
Kind of,
and then it came back later.
Like, so somebody made movies out of those first 24 episodes of like a 5-hour long trilogy or whatever. And because at the end of the first season, you're kind of sitting there being like, what the fuck just happened? Because everything's kind of steeped in reality. It's like, nobles and knights and fighting and, that kind of stuff with like a little Japanese twist on it. But it's still like very like medieval time-esque. Uh-huh. But then there's always this like idea of like something otherworldly is happening, but we're not sure or really care about it because we're living in this like brutal, fighting battle world on horses with swords and shit, which is awesome. It is so cool. It's super violent. I think even the movies are more violent than the TV show, which is surprising because the TV show was awesomely violent.
So is it the same story in the movies?
It is. It's the exact same.
So it's just remake, basically.
Yeah, it's a remake. I was watching the first 2 episodes today because I hadn't seen them in like forever, like probably I probably hadn't seen those episodes since like 2004 or 3 or something like that. And so I have just this idea because you watch it through once and you're just like, wow, that ended? Shit. What happened? Nothing? I don't know. Because, like, You know how...
That's kind of how I feel watching any anime ever. I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch? Was that a story?
Because basically, like, okay, so in Berserk, like, in the cartoon and then, like, in the movie later on, you basically start with this young guy who's, like, super good at what he does, and he joins this group called the Band of the Hawk or whatever. And so they're this, like, fighting group, and they're led by this guy who's, like, super pretty, but obviously a badass swordsman, named Griffin.
This is like Family Guy. Oh.
Griffith. And so Griffith, like, has this little, like, weird amulet that he keeps on him all the time, and you know that it has something to do... It's fucking creepy. It's like a head, but the face parts are all moved around weirdly in random chaos order. So you're like, okay, that's weird. Something's going on there. And, like, him and Gatsu have, like, this thing... You know, they're like equals, but, like, because Griffith is, like, the ambitious one, he's the leader and everything, so everybody's, like, subservient to him, so he's like, I have no equals if you're subservient to my dream, and so then Gatsu's finally like, well, fuck it then, I'll go find my own dream, and then we can be equals and shit. And for some reason it makes Griffith, like, totally crazy, and he does some stupid shit and then ends up getting, like, tortured.
That's some classic, like, the apprentice becomes the master.
Right.
You know?
And,
That's why I don't like anime. It's just, like, the same archetypes over and over and over and over and over.
But this one happens so slowly, like, just through the movies and the actual anime that, like, you're not catching it right away. You're just like, this is you don't have any, like, backstory on these characters. You don't have any clue where they come from. They're just, like, otherworldly badass compared to everybody else. You know, they can take out, like, 5,000 of them can take out a 35,000 army. Like,
bitchin'.
You know, yeah, so it's pretty awesome like that.
Is there a video game of this? Because it sounds perfect for it.
There is a video game. It was only on the Dreamcast, and I have a copy of it.
Nice. The Dreamcast was legit. I played some of that when I was in New Orleans for my first semester of college.
Yeah.
My homie from Chattanooga had a Dreamcast. I used to play it.
As I'm, like, busy selling things, which you can check out my selling stuff online. I don't know where. You can look it up.
What are you selling? Just old shit?
Right now I'm just selling guitar gear, like a Variax. It's this digital interface thing where, you know...
You can choose different instruments and MIDI and that kind
of guitar,
of shit.
yeah. And,
why are you selling that? That's awesome.
Because I got it for free and I don't have that system, and...
Oh, okay.
And so, like, it's still pretty expensive, and people are always like... Just last week, I actually sold a piece to someone from China, so I had to send it to China.
Whoa.
That was weird.
How much does it cost to send it?
A lot, dude.
Because it's probably heavy, right?
Yeah, it's at least, like, almost 4 pounds.
Oh, my God.
So even on the low end, it's like $35, but just to get tracking, you had to go over $50.
And then the Chinese people open it and take it all apart.
Right,
and
they're all looking at it.
They find, like, a weed seed in it, and they ban you from their country forever.
You join us, the Paul McCartney!
It's Loki Sapfoot. This next song is by myself, Loki Sapfoot, and it features our buddy, Epic. It's called Back at It. Enjoy it.
Yeah. So, anyway, the really cool thing about Berserk is just, like, how it totally goes into, like, some fucked up demon ceremony towards the end, which... I don't know if that's a spoiler alert or not, but that should just tell you, like... Because if you're watching the TV show, you get no information about this. You're just, like, along for the ride, things happen. It's, like, Robert Kirkman levels of death of characters you love.
Bummer.
You know, and...
It's always rough.
and then, all of a sudden on the other side, Gatsu's okay, and you're like... How is he okay? What the fuck happened? Everybody's dead. I don't understand what's going on. And so I was left with that mystery for like almost 10 years until I watched this movie this weekend.
That's quite the cliffhanger. Goddamn decade to find out what happened.
Well, okay, so then we finished all 24 episodes, and we get left with that cliffhanger of like, how does it happen that like there's only that we ever got to this point? What the fuck happened? Like, I don't understand. And then, like, another season never happened. Like, another season of cartoon or of anime never happened for Berserk. So it would have all been explained, I'm sure, during that second season, but we got gypped out of that because nobody funded it or it didn't make enough money. Or
I think saying
blah.
gyp is like saying retard or fat person. I don't think you're supposed to say it anymore.
You're not supposed to say fat person?
I don't think so.
What about PHAT?
No, you're supposed to say people of size.
Ah.
That's the...
Rotund, robust.
Man, there's this school, I want to say it was like Columbia University, I might be wrong. There's this list of words you're not allowed to say there anymore. Like, you can't say, like, foreign, or you can't say, like, immigrant, or elderly, or homosexual, or there's, like, all this stuff that might be offensive if you bring up that anyone's different, and they're, like, enforcing it on their campus. It's goddamn crazy. Anyway, sorry.
So have we been recording this? Because I think... Oh, yeah, my recorder's still on. Never mind.
No, yeah, we're good.
Okay.
We're getting some kind of audio.
Well.
It appears to swell when we talk.
So Berserk's not done, like, as far as the comic, the manga. I don't know why you gotta call it a manga. It's a comic. We know
because you gotta be special. You gotta be.
So the story's not done. I've heard that Walking Dead is done. Not like it's done, with the comics, but he has an ending now, I guess, or he has an idea of an ending. I don't know if that was just for the TV show or if that's for like the comic, but. Supposedly, like, with the Berserk, after these, like, 3 movies that just came out 2 years ago, or last year or whatever, it sounds like they're going to keep doing stuff because the interest in it is renewed enough, which there should be. It is, I don't know why it's good. Don't ask me why it's good. I fucking love it, though. The characters are amazing. You love the characters. You love the battling. You love the bloodiness. All that stuff. And I think what it works on the best is... Do you ever, like, watch a... Can you remember, like, the last scary movie you watched and you were like, oh, man, this is pretty scary, until you saw the fucking monster, and then you were like...
Seeing it again a couple years ago, it sucked. But at the time, the House on Haunted Hill remake was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Up until the house turned into a CGI cloud of evil.
Yeah.
The fuck am I watching, you know?
Because, that part where Bridget, whatever her name is, she, like, pulls the camera.
That's the best part.
And they're all looking at her.
I have nightmares about that shit, dude.
What is it about that that's so creepy and
the doctor looks at her.
Like,
dude. It's giving me goosebumps just thinking about it.
It's a great moment. That's, like, a great moment in that movie. I mean, like, overall, that movie's not that great. But...
Chris Kattan is the drunk caretaker guy. Have you seen the original House on Haunted Hill?
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies ever. I used to watch it with my grandma, like, daily.
Yeah.
Like,
my mom said that they used to have nurses running through the crowds in the theater, and then, like, a skeleton, like,
that's so cool.
It is. That's a classic. Like, if you've never seen that House on Haunted Hill, the original is great.
Yeah.
The new one's fun. I mean...
It's pretty bad. It's pretty campy, like, 90s shitty movie.
It's got, like, Marilyn Manson in the soundtrack at the beginning.
And they changed his name from whatever his name is, whatever Vincent Price's character was called. Yeah. They changed his name to Price. So it's like, he didn't need to do that. It's totally unnecessary.
But Jeffrey Rush does a really good
he nails it.
Of, like, sitting in for Vincent Price.
Nails it.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And plus you get to see stuff, like, before it ever became... normal, like, remember that Humans exhibit or whatever? Where they had, like,
I went to that when it was here. The Chinese artist that pours, like, a plastic into bodies and it preserves them.
Yep.
Yeah. That shit's crazy.
And so the first time I heard about that was, like, either before or right after that movie came out, because one of the things that are in the movie is similar to the exhibit. It's that horse that's in the, like, basement area or whatever.
Right.
And, that shit's cool, man.
The soundtrack to that was also really great. I had that, and it was some of the coolest fucking weird, scary music ever. I mean, like, the score.
Right.
Not like music from and inspired by the motion picture, where, like, one song is in the credits, and then it's just a mixtape
like
that
the
they
whole
sell.
fucking Spawn soundtrack.
Yeah, what the fuck was up with that shit? It's not even, none of these songs are in the movie, and none of them, my ass inspired by...
Anthrax and Public Enemy together for the only time.
Dumb. I had the Me, Myself, and Irene soundtrack, which inexplicably was a mixtape mostly of covers of Steely Dan songs. No explanation. The movie has none of that. Steely Dan's not involved in the movie, as I recall. They don't mention Steely Dan. None of those songs play in the movie that I recall.
They don't even have like lines in the movie inspired by lyrics.
Maybe I just missed it.
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. I mean, that's pretty deep, though. I don't know.
That's so weird. It's like an inside joke or something. But there's a couple bomb-ass Steely Dan covers on there. But one is Smash Mouth does Do It Again. Amazing.
Perfection. Where's Smash Mouth from? Are they from
San Jose?
San Jose. Okay. I can see that.
They're kind of, to me, they're kind of a Limp Bizkit situation where, like, the brilliant one is, like, the guitar player, and the singer is just kind of an annoying loud guy.
You confuse him with the guy in Guy Fieri.
He does look like that guy, yeah. Dude, Smash Mouth made an album without Greg Camp, their guitar player that wrote almost all the songs.
Oh, shit.
It's so AIDS. It's
really?
just an injection of AIDS.
Was that a later?
Yeah, it was a couple years ago.
Holy shit.
Like, it was so bad that I had not even nostalgia desire to go watch them when they came here for free for Summerfest. I was like, no, without Greg Camp, I can't even be near that. Like, I'll boo them. I'll throw bottles.
That would be like trying to watch Limp Bizkit without Wes Borland.
Right. Which I did. The only time I ever saw them. It was still pretty cool.
It was alright.
I got a pic from Mike Smith. The fuck is that? He didn't even have makeup on. What am I watching? But I will say, that was Limp Bizkit toured with Metallica, and they came on and they got booed. It was in Mile High Stadium in Denver. They got booed. By the end of their set, everyone was cheering.
Nice.
That happened.
All right.
Yeah. They covered Sanitarium by Metallica.
Okay.
And on their video board, they flashed, Metallica is the shit. So that was their brown nose move to win the crowd over. Shit worked. And then Fred Durst disappeared after that song, and he popped up in the back of the stadium, and they had like a camera on him, and he didn't have a shirt on, and he chugged a beer. It was so cool. But everybody liked him because he did that shit. And then he walked through the crowd, like, singing the next song.
Can you imagine the process for that? You get down under the stage. You know there's, like, lines running under the stage, like concrete corridors.
Right.
What if he, like, jumped on, like, one... No, he probably jumped on one of those little scooter cart things that, like, send you across, like, in the airport.
Right. Cart.
Get a cab. We need a cab for Mr. Fred Durst here. Why did they talk like that?
And if they did that in every stadium on the tour, it probably took a little logistics, you know, to figure that part out every show.
Yeah, you do. I think in those kind of situations, you do almost like a dry run
during the day.
Stuff. Yeah.
I remember one time, again, Smash Mouth, when I went to see them at they were playing at that's what I'm looking for, the convention center. With Lenny Kravitz. Speaking of which, with his wiener. But this was before everyone knew what his wiener looked like. And I could hear Smash Mouth doing sound check from outside because I got there all early because I was a dork. So I was in line, like 7th in line or whatever, and I could hear them playing their sound check. It was crazy.
But I was thinking about that, the dork line, because we used to do that all the time, man. Like, the Donnas came to the launch pad one time. The only time I've ever seen it.
I believe I was there.
And they were with this one band called The Smugglers. Bunch of dudes. Ginger.
I don't really remember that.
And then
I may have been drinking.
And then the Plus Ones, which were like blonde dude. I think he was blonde. I don't know. On a bass guitar. They were okay. They weren't bad. But we got there all early and we're like waiting around in the back there. Clearly it's the Donnas hanging out by a van, but we're like, is that them? I don't know. We were the only two there, me and my brother. That was the only, like, there wasn't any line. We were
I'm thinking of the Dolly Rods. I was about to say, didn't you know them? But I was thinking of a different band. Sorry, I wasn't there. Please go on.
But it was just a cool show. It was just really cool to be, like, that close to the Donnas. Didn't say anything to them. We were too, like, I don't know if it's them.
Too fanboy?
We'll just leave it alone. I've done that too, like with Talib Kweli. I didn't even go up to him. I just gave my girlfriend my ticket, and I was just like, "Can you go get his signature? Because I don't even know what to say. I'll just
I never know what to do. I never get autographs. I feel like that's lame. Like for what? When you're gonna sign? Like, what? I just would rather like tell them, "Hey, man, I like what you do, bro."
Right.
I feel like if I were some sort of celebrity musician type, I would appreciate that more than somebody needing me to fulfill their whatever. Fuck.
Complete my collection! Complete my collection!
Dude, even now, I smell the cheese smell. I keep smelling it.
Cheese.
I don't know if it's like in me now.
I'm gonna beer
Is it my breath? Do I need more beer? Maybe if I drink more, the alcohol will kill the bacteria. Did I inhale it? What's going on? Rob's left me all alone with my bacteria. I think he might be pretending to get me a beer because he's about to quarantine me in this room. So this might be... I might have to figure out how to upload this from here. And this might be like my SOS... Oh no, he's back with beer. I was wrong. He wasn't. I thought you might be trying to quarantine me. I thought you might be pretending to get me beer so that you would lock the door and leave me in here with my weird bacteria that I picked up today.
I'm like, dude, smells like skin cheese, man.
I don't, do I?
No.
Okay, because I do keep smelling it. I don't know if I had like my arm on it and it got... I don't know. I need to take like a 4 million degree shower. I need to like incinerate my flesh and have it regrow. Cleansing flame.
In most situations, the skin cheese smell will... probably get you uninvited to many garden parties and soirees.
Ugh, skin cheese.
Soiree, I hate that word.
It's nasty.
It's a nasty word, soiree. And skin cheese. Skin cheese conceptually is nasty.
You ever get a smell stuck in your head? Like you keep thinking about the smell, and the same way that you can hear a song in your head, you can smell the smell in your head?
Yeah, no, that was me this morning with the dog shit.
With the liquid poo?
Yeah, because I tried to clean it up using this cute little cleanser by Lysol.
Yeah.
And then I finally just went downstairs and grabbed the bleach, and because I just couldn't. You know, it's like those fucking disgusting douchebags who wear all that like cologne.
Yeah.
But they still smell like unwashed ass for some reason.
Yeah.
So you're just like, oh, that sweet smell with unwashed ass is just, it's making it more prominent.
Right.
Like,
it's like the ass molecule smell, like the ass smell grabs it and it like gives it more of a journey, like something to flow into your nose, you know?
You'd smell less like ass if you just smelled like ass.
Right.
As opposed to like ass covered with like cologne.
Right. The cologne is boosting the ass. It's like...
So instead I got the bleach, I busted out the bleach and it smelled like a fucking old folks home in here for like a couple hours. Hospitals don't smell like bleach, but old folks homes, man. Ugh. And that always like worries me because you're just wondering like, man, did somebody like crap their pants at some point that they had to like use that amount of bleach to clean it up? Yeah. We're awful. We're awful people to our old people.
Yeah. They live too long. We've never had this problem before, you know what I mean? They used to just die off. Right. Now what are we supposed to do with them for 30 years?
I don't know. But I definitely don't want to live to the point where I'm like, hey, I can't do anything for myself anymore.
So, like, you can't vote till you're 18. Why don't we make a cutoff at about 65 that you can't vote anymore? Because you're out of touch. You don't know what's going on anymore, you know?
Hey, I watch the Sunday mornings with those nice men who say they're our politicians and the news anchors.
It's just like, everyone's just like... You hear, like, the cooler talk, or you just, like, walking by the bus stop, people talking about current events. I don't know, there's Donald Trump saying a lot of good things, you know? What the fuck are you talking about? Did you just forget that everything ever about Donald Trump just go down the fucking memory hole before he had a debate? What the fuck are you saying? Yeah, vote for him. Let's do it. Let's get Palin as his running mate. Fuck it. Let's do this shit. You know? Jesus fucking Christ. He's making a lot of good points. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah. So would Puck from the real world make a lot of good points. Could we elect him? Jesus Christ. I don't know why that's the example that hopped in my head.
Perfect,
but
though,
what the fuck?
Because, okay, so... Let's just say for your teenage self, Puck was a pretty cool motherfucker.
Right.
Like, he's a San Francisco bike messenger from the 90s.
Right? You know a lot about this guy.
For you kids that don't realize this, that's where he comes from, like 94, Real World 3 or 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was this, like, loudmouth, fucking disgusting, didn't give a shit punk rock, kid from San Francisco. And kind of lived up to his Shakespearean name, Puck, He
was very mischievous. Yeah, he was a trickster.
Yeah, he was definitely like a mischievous trickster. And so he is like the perfect example. He's like the perfect example of what a Donald Trump is in the current Republican Party presidential race.
Right.
I mean, he's just like I don't have time for, political correct. Like, it takes a long time. Like, I don't know, saying that darky versus black person. It's like three syllables versus two. I get it. Okay, never mind. He's right.
I mean, African American. My mouth doesn't have time for that shit. Can we go back to Negro or colored? Come on.
I don't know what you call these people, these little chinkies, but
it's like
little Chinamen, but
I don't know, dude. It's like, so that guy becomes president, and then he's talking to Vladimir Putin. How's that going to go? We'll be at war with Russia in an hour and a half after he's sworn in. He probably would preemptively call Putin and be like, just so you know, buddy, we'll nuke the shit out of you if you try anything. Like, why would you do that, Donald Trump? What are you doing? I don't know.
Put the golden phone away.
Right.
I know, I would rather have, if we're not talking about, like, rich people or once millionaires, I would take a Larry Flint over a Donald Trump any day of the week.
But I guess I would take Donald Trump over any of the politicians, because he did do the thing where he's like, I've given all these people money, and none of them said shit.
Did he really say that?
Well, this is hearsay. I listened to Bill Burr today, and he said that he said that, so I'm going to take Bill's word for it. Yeah. But yeah, none of them said anything, except like one guy was like, you haven't given me money, and the rest of them just stood there with their mouths shut.
Well, okay, so my theory on Donald Trump is that, like, so we all know what trolling is, like on the internet.
Right.
It can happen in real life, too. It's that annoying. It's your neighborhood association. They're trolls. But I feel like you can troll. Okay, so what I feel like is the Republican Party has tried to troll the Democrats so fucking hard that they've trolled themselves with Donald Trump.
I kind of look at it like it's like American Idol, right? If the presidential election is American Idol, the part next year where it's just two people, that's the shitty, annoying, boring part.
Right.
The part that's any fun at all to watch is the prelim part where it's all the shitty singers.
Parade of delusion.
Right, exactly. You got your Herman Cains and your Rick Perrys and your Donald Trumps. That's the time to watch,
And honestly, Herman Cain and Rick Perry would have been great on a reality TV show where they solved crimes. Like, I would fucking give anything to see that show. It would have been great.
And occasionally they visit Huckabee, who's like a guest character.
Oh,
he's like their informant, It
would be great. It would be
they meet him at a coffee shop and he gives them the lowdown.
In a very harmless way, these people are amazing to watch.
Yeah.
In a very harmful way, they're not so amazing to watch. They're unfortunate. But no, I think the Donald Trump thing, so everybody's like, well, like, what's his end game? Like, why is he doing this? What's his motivation? And to me, it's always been his motivation. What do you do when you're a loudmouth asshole? You're just promoting yourself.
More money, more attention.
Yeah, I mean,
more attention means more money.
If America has taught us anything at this point, it's not the better artist or the most intelligent person wins. It's the loudest asshole named Kim Kardashian, and
you could call it the Bill O'Reilly factor if you wanted to. You could call it the O'Reilly factor. That's what we should call it. That should be what that rule is. In American culture, the loudest always wins.
Used to be a TV show, but now it is considered slang term for.
Well, it's like, you got Domino's and you got Dion's, right? I guarantee you Domino's does a lot more business in Albuquerque than Dion's does. Dion's is obviously better.
Yeah.
But you hear Domino's a lot more. There's also the delivery angle, but that doesn't really apply to the analogy. Anyway.
Well, we know we're being fed poison, is what you're saying.
Right. Not that Dion's pizza is that much better. Lesser of two evils, I guess. It's all going to be pizza. None of those candidates is going to give you a fucking powerful green protein shake. Right. That's not going to happen. It's all going to be pizza rolls and fucking butter.
There's no hand jobs or kale shakes here.
Not even butter. You're getting like oleo or whatever the fuck. Hydrogenated whatever the fuck.
Olestra. May cause
anal leakage.
Anal leakage. Which, if that has to be a warning on your product, you have a superior product. I don't want to judge or anything, but You're listening to The Problem with Everything, and this is Holiday Rob. Up next is a track called Sitting on My Hands by a band, legendary band. Not so legendary.
I think you're legendary.
Who knows who they are? Holiday Sale.
Yeah. I like Holiday Sale. I went on a road trip, and I listened to your album on that road trip, and it was awesome.
You're the second person who's told me that, because somebody else said, yeah, I was like driving out to California, man, and just put the whole thing on, and
it's the best.
I don't know. It's nice when an album can just like do that.
Yeah.
You can check us out on SoundCloud.
Amalgamation is the album, right? Amalgamation. All right. Enjoy Sitting on My Hands, right?
Yep.
By Holiday Sale. Before we go, I do want to tell you about my new neighbor.
Yes, tell me.
She's amazing. I've had her as my upstairs neighbor for a weekend now. She spends not necessarily at night, but at least once a day she vacuums manically.
Whoa. You
can hear like furniture being dropped and moved, and she's stomping around vacuuming. And then every night, not last night, every other night though, she has spent yelling into her phone, screaming at someone. I don't know who. Just stomping around her apartment above me, screaming into her phone at midnight, 2 a.m., 3, right all around the clock.
It's not like you live in an autonomous place. This is like a place that's surrounded by, she shares a floor with you and then 2 walls with 2 other people, two other apartments.
She's annoying the shit out of at least 3 people.
Yeah.
But it's not that annoying yet. Right now, it's more funny than annoying. Yeah. She's got a big truck. I'm going to say she's in her 40s. She looks like she's in her late 50s, but I'm going to guess she's in her 40s.
Newly divorced.
I'm guessing she just got kicked out of the last dick she was working with. His house.
Okay.
That's my guess. She's like super skinny and her skin's all leathery, but I think she looks older than she is, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I think she
might actually work outside a lot.
She's been hitting it hard. She might be
a landscaper as opposed to a meth head.
She's got a big truck. No, I'm pretty sure she's a meth head. She's got a big truck. There's a bumper sticker. That's true. I'm sure meth helps you if you're working.
Yeah.
It's a stimulant. Yeah. She's got a giant Dodge Ram, and it's got a bumper sticker that says "sexy bitch."
Oh.
And then she's got the support the troops license plate option.
Why not?
And the breast cancer ribbon on her window, but she also has tattooed prison style on her shoulder. She's amazing. This morning I woke up to her outside with some guy in his 20s, and they're trying to fix her truck, which was conveniently parked right outside my window. And it's like 7 in the morning, and they're yelling about it, trying to fix it. She gets in it, and it starts coming forward. The grill's like half a foot from my fucking wall. She's fucking all twitchy, looking around, not paying attention. I'm like, this bitch, it's like 2-to-1 odds. Like, there's like fucking 50-50 coin flip that she's about to drive this truck through my fucking wall. And then so I go outside, and she's standing in the hallway at 7 in the morning having a very loud speakerphone conversation while smoking a cigarette in the hallway inside the apartment. It's just like, I don't even know her. I've witnessed you for like 3 days, and I hate you.
If there's a reason you're living here, it's a much well-deserved reason.
Well, like I said, so far it's more entertaining than annoying. Right. I'm sure that'll change when it stays this way for weeks and months, but for now it's hilarious. So I figure there can't be too long until she gets arrested or evicted, right? Like, how long could it be? So
how bad of a neighbor, how bad of an apartment mate do you have to be to get?
Dude, my apartments are amazing. They're like a mix of like old folks' home, trailer park, and dorm. Like that's like the mix of people. Like it's like poor, like college kids who are poor because it's their first semester at college. Yeah. And it's like retirees who are waiting to die, and then it's meth heads and fucking whatever. Like it's awesome.
That is pretty awesome. I've been thinking about what it would be like to start your own crime scene cleanup gig.
I almost got a job doing that once. Not cleaning, but moving bodies for the coroner.
Oh, man. That was so creepy. Okay, so speaking of jobs that we've had, I worked at a wing basket for a while.
Ugh.
And worked with this crazy kid named Seth. I used to call him Seth Metal. But he was, he talked like this, man. He'd be like,
Bobcat Goldthwait?
Yeah, he'd be like, hey, what's up, Seth? He'd be like, yo, man, nothing. He'd be like, what were you up to? Man, I was up in Colorado trying to fuck me a goat. Yeah? That's what...
Oh, was he really trying to fuck goats?
He just
was this a joke?
He would just say, like, the weirdest shit, but anyway, he looked like he was 17, but he was, like, 35. He'd been, like, in and out of jail. He had, like, the craziest fucking stories.
How are you in and out of jail at 17? That's crazy.
Well, no, he just looked 17.
Oh,
he was 35.
I don't know if you said that backwards or I heard it backwards, but okay.
But yeah, he was a fucking weirdo. And I just remember being like, man, it'd be so... I said, it would be so creepy to work in a coroner's office or, like, a morgue, because, like, you're in there, and if you're, like, talking to yourself or anything, like, you feel like there's another person in there. Like, they're just, like, one eye open away from, like, hearing everything you're saying. Like, you realize that. And he's like, yeah, man, it'd be crazy, man. Especially if there's, like, some hot chick in there, man. Fuck, man, I'd probably, like, take her and put her downstairs in my basement and, like, tie her up and shit.
Just all casually.
Yeah, I was like, dude, thanks for taking it there and
I believe you right now, creepy coworker.
The really cool thing about things that you think is you don't have to fucking say them all the time. He was like the worst alcoholic I've ever met. Like, there's like, you came here and I was watching Seinfeld, right? And there's always like the shorthand for things. Like there's the one episode of Seinfeld where they're at the Christmas party and the one guy's not supposed to be drinking. Elaine's got the cranberry with the vodka or whatever,
and it gets switched.
And he just turns into like a drunken asshole right away. Shit, you not. This was Seth Metal. Like,
oh no,
he
was so charming up until this point.
I know, right? Talking about playing with dead girls' bodies.
Just need a fistful of Crisco, man. All right.
He would like a puppet. He would go cash his check like at the liquor store, and then like he'd buy some liquor and like some Swishers and some shit to like smoke, and he'd like buy some liquor and like pour it in the drinks at work and like sit there and like be drinking at the end of the night and just go from like rational conversational human being, just talking about bad things, to like absolutely irrational. Am I gonna have to fight this guy or lock him out of the restaurant?
That's the worst. Friends that you can't, or even acquaintances that you like. If they drink, they become a liability.
Oh my
like,
God.
Am I gonna have to fight like some giant fucking Michael Clark Duncan looking motherfucker because of you? Like,
well, and it's the difference between like, well, at least you just have to babysit them versus like having to be a trained MMA fighter dealing with a wild animal.
Right.
So yeah, he was that kind of guy. I have the best stories. I'll tell you about him next time. So stay tuned, listeners.
Ooh, a cliffhanger. Let's do
there's some really good stories there.
Seth Metal stories. We can make that a segment. Let's do a fucking tongue twister, shall we?
Yes.
I gotta open the list and find it. So I'm going to stall for a minute while I wait for the slow computer to do its slow computer thing. The list. I have a list of tongue twisters. I need permission.
I can't ever like get over the nudist Anubis. That one.
Have I done that one? I did that one like last week or the week before.
But nudist Anubis. Now every time I see the word either, that even just reminds me of Anubis.
Dude, like, a nudist Anubis.
Nudist Anubis.
Sorry, I'm logged into my work email.
Sorry.
So I gotta switch accounts so that I can get into the document. Because I don't have all this shit memorized. I can't remember which ones I've done or not done.
It's okay. Today on The Problem with Everything, we're drinking New Belgium Slow Ride. It's an IPA that goes down smooth. Perfect for those warm summer days.
Yeah. This podcast is brought to you.
I wish people would pay us for this shit. I'm not half bad at it.
Why would they? We don't have any listeners.
Because they like supporting the arts. Fuck them. They love it.
Alright, this one is amazing. So since this is turning out to be a slightly long episode, I'm going to do this one as a treat for those of you who lasted this long. Right?
Awesome.
And this one actually isn't me. This was our drummer from Batwings, Mark, and our one-time keyboard player, Matt. They came up with this one, I believe, at some point. Awesome. So I might not be the best at it, so it might take me a couple tries. The beer batter better the beer battered fries. If the beer batter doesn't better the beer battered fries, the beer battered fries can be bettered by beer. If the beer battered fries can't be bettered by beer, it may be better to batter the beer battered fries with butter because butter betters batters quite a bit.
Really?
Amazing, right?
Yeah. Holy shit. Are you going to do that one more time?
Yeah, let's do it again.
Okay, here we go.
I felt like it went pretty well the first time.
Yeah, here. Relax. Get in a comfortable position. If you think you might fall down, listener.
The beer batter better the beer battered fries. If the beer batter doesn't better the beer battered fries, the beer battered fries can be bettered by beer. If the beer battered fries can't be bettered by beer, it may be better to batter the beer battered fries with butter because butter betters batters quite a bit.
Butter betters batter quite a bit.
Yeah. There you go. That's a good one.
I will agree. Butter betters most things.
Everything.
Yeah.
Butter is amazing.
It is amazing.
All hail butter.
All hail. But, you know, there are a lot of people who serve at the altar of bacon. I am the butter. Bacon got ruined with Babe.
It's kind of fucked up that we kill pigs, right? They're like dogs.
And they have, like, skin like human.
Yeah.
It's fucking creepy, man.
In, well, I guess, I won't say what book it is because it's somewhat of a spoiler.
Yeah.
But in a book I read, they call human flesh long pork. That's what they call it. Because they're cannibals. Long pork.
Disgusting. And amazing. I don't know. You wait. It'll happen. We'll just have to start eating each other.
I'd eat people, dude. If you, right now, were like, I have some human ribs in the fridge, you want to try them? I would not hesitate to be like, yeah, dude, what chance am I going to have to eat people? Like, that guy's dead already. Right. Like, I didn't kill him for food. There's no bad karma here.
You sound like that. There's that Louis C.K. one where he's like, I don't know if I'd fuck a child. He's like, what if he's dead and it hasn't been raining for a while? I didn't kill him.
Jesus.
C.K., look it up. It is hilarious. It is one of the best bits ever. It would really depend to me where the person was from if I was going to eat them.
Where they were from, like what their diet was?
Yeah. A vegan versus a vegan would be, vegan organic would be the top.
Because that's like a cow.
If you're a vegan organic, I'm coming after you.
Well, no, but you'd want... Because, like, cows that are fed, like, animal proteins are fattier and, like, marbled, right?
Right.
That's where, like, the marbled... So that's what you want. You want, like, fucking...
okay.
You want to eat, like, Reggie Watts. Like,
so, the problem with... everything. The problem with mad cow disease is that they were feeding... It was cannibalism. It was cows getting other, like...
Eating their brains.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So, like, other humans always... makes me, like, wary on that level. But if I'm like, well, at least if he wasn't, like, ingesting pesticides and...
Just go chest down and you're good. Don't need any meat around the spine. You should be fine.
Don't need any nervous system.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll take a thigh. So apparently cannibals think, or at least from what I've read, they think that, men are the better choice, leaner meats.
I would think the opposite. I would think that women would have a little more of a fat layer that would taste better cooked.
Right? Yeah.
But what do I know? Then again, I prefer like a lean like chicken to like a duck, which has more fat.
Oh, see, yeah, I'm big on the duck. So.
Not me. But I mean, how gamey? The gaminess. It's not necessarily the fat of the duck, but the texture.
So are your humans domestic or are they wild?
I feel like I'd want like I'd want the best of both worlds, really. Because I wouldn't want like an African tribesman that's running around all the time, because that's going to be super gamey, right?
Well,
but I want that diet, like the pure diet. Right. So what I want is like a guy that works in a cubicle, but he like eats paleo. That would be ideal if you're going to eat people, I think. Like sedentary, so he's not all like sculpted. Like you want a guy that eats paleo but doesn't go to the gym. Which, that's not really... Yeah. That's hard to find in a meal,
Doesn't matter what meal you're talking about. Oh, shit. Well, should we come up with a title and finish this?
Yeah, well, let's go... I want to smoke the rest of that bowl because your neighbors were outside and it was creeping me out. And I got to pee real bad.
All right.
So let's do that, and then we'll record the intro. So right now, let's record the outro. Yeah. Thanks for listening, y'all. this has been the problem with everything. Do we have anything else we need to include?
This
Or
week,
you have shows coming up?
yeah, if this comes out on Thursday morning, as it probably should, since we don't have a big-ass interview to finish.
Well, I do have to do last week's episodes.
Yeah.
So it'll come out at some point.
It'll come out.
Hopefully before the weekend. So when can they see
Either way, Friday, August 14th, Quietly Kept will be at Marble West Side, Marble Tap Room. It was really funny, actually. I'm going to throw this in there. Emily Younger from Channel 13 News, was knocking on my door on, I think it was Monday morning or Saturday morning, because they were doing, a news piece about the sign that got knocked over.
that you stole, allegedly.
No, this was a different
sign.
The
neighborhood sign or whatever?
Yeah.
That happened months ago.
Oh, it happened in April, apparently.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at my Facebook and stuff like that, and I have a photo of it. But anyway, so she's, knocking on my door. I'm, asleep, obviously, because it's Saturday morning. And I'm like, why would I be up before 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning? I don't know if you know who she is.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't know how to, say anything that doesn't sound, absolutely creepy or weird, but...
Just go for it. Let it all hang out.
But she's a very nice-looking newscaster lady.
She's a NILF.
And so, if you were having to...
Oh, yeah.
Have her knock on your door in the morning and you're just, grumpy and everything, you're like, oh, I better slap on a fake smile and go out there and
grab a breath mint.
But it was kind of cool, though, because we got to talk about it, and...
Did she interview you?
Yeah.
On camera?
Actually ended up on TV.
Wow.
Later on that night. It was so funny.
Cool.
But yeah, invited her to the show. I was like, yeah, I played a band with my girlfriend, and we rock out shit, and you should come on by or invite some just get people with money and TV stuff out there. It doesn't matter.
Did she show up?
We'll find out.
Oh, it's pretty invited to this show.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Emily, we'll see you there.
Come out, rock out, have a good time. Kansas, what up? That's where she's from, I guess. Kansas, I don't know.
All right.
These people in their places. What's up with that?
Practicing her non-regional diction.
All
right. So go see Quietly Kept Friday night at the West Side Marble Tap Room.
We'll be playing there with the Shacks.
The Shacks.
The Shacks.
I will be playing video games and...
What is your handle still?
Live World 23 on Xbox Live. I really should change that shit to Loki Sapfoot, but it's the principle of the thing. They want to charge me $10. What the fuck? You're going to charge me to change my name? Fuck you.
If you want to donate to Loki Sapfoot's name change, you're more than welcome to. You can hit me up on PayPal.
Hit me up there, too.
Are you on PayPal?
Yeah, but I don't remember any of my info.
Well, mine's, if you do Knock Eye, sounds like what it sounds like.
Knock Eye.
Knock Eye. Knock on a door. Eye, in your head. At gmail.com, you can donate. Just put Loki name change.
Yeah, actually I remember mine. It's easy. It's LokiSapfoot@gmail is my PayPal email. So if you want to donate to my name change, I need $10 and I'm not paying them.
Do it, man.
It's the principle. But I'll use your money, listener. And then you can find me and I'll lose to you in hockey. So.
but it'll be funny what happens.
Yeah.
Because you'll have to listen to me cursing at you. Condemning your family.
I'll curse to you in fake French. What
did he say? Oh, I think he wants me to wash my dog. Is what he said.
Alright, this has been the problem with everything. I'm out of things to say. Have a fun week.
I'm Holiday Rob. Take it easy. We'll see you next time.
I'm Loki Sapfoot. Goodbye.
Peace.